Right, here I go. Look, this is to my council. Reference: continued harassment by Masonic officials. And this is Vanessa Skipper acting as leasehold officer. Right now, this is the backstory of it. I've got a camera inside my house, yeah, but there's a glass, and I'll put a camera behind the glass, yeah. Anyway, they're saying like, oh, that's like filming people in the communal hall and all this sort of stuff, right? But anyway, but they said, oh, you've got to remove that, but you can have like a doorbell camera, yeah. But forget all that anyway. The thing is, right, these workmen came round, right, yeah, and they were dancing like in this Masonic ritual. Go on, let's go report it to the lads, because if they send someone round, now this is council workers, yeah. I don't know who these people are, these men, yeah. They're more than likely disgusting Freemasons because they know me. People know who I am because I'm the perjured individual. Do you know what I mean? So anyway, I'll leave that like this, right? To see if you read little parts there. I will read it to you in a minute. So anyway, so I don't know who these people are, yeah, but they know who I am, yeah. Everyone knows who I am because I'm the perjured individual, yeah. And everyone is slighting me behind my back and all the rest of it, you know what I mean? Because I can't be liked, you know what I mean? If I'm liked, people listen to me, just you know what I mean? So they have to sneak about behind my back, you know, and say shit, you know what I mean? Even though they're the most disgusting people I've ever met myself, you know what I mean? I don't care who they are. They won't step forward though. Do you see what I mean? You know, I could go more into it, but I wouldn't. You know what I mean? Anyway, that'll come later. Yeah, what you know, because they're such heroes and like legends. Do you know what I mean? But anyway, that's another story. The point is, anyway, right? And I've also got all the paperwork on my door, which you can see like in other videos, right? I'll do a little video and I'll add it here just to show you what's on the door and where the camera is in the second video. Then, yeah. So anyway, this woman go, I'll liaise with you through your landlord. So what she keeps doing is sending my landlord these threatening letters, and obviously, you know, he's scared about losing his lease or whatever, blah blah blah. So anyway, now I'm personally gonna liaise with her, right? But what I've put to this in the letter, I'm serving her notice anyway, right? But what I'll put here, look, this is what I'll put. Dear Vanessa, thank you for your letter to my landlord, which will be put into safekeeping as evidence of Masonic corruption, as I'm a perjured individual. Please read the attached lawful notice carefully I have sent you. So I'll attach a lawful notice to this, yeah? I will now liaise with you personally, as I don't need to go through my landlord, as you keep threatening him with action against me, i.e. my camera and paperwork on my door. When will you be coming to take it down? See, so they're threatening him and they're going to come round and take it down. Do you know what I mean? How they're going to control that, I don't know. But anyway, that's another story. I do, however, require the full name as well as the names of the agent, and that's a man who cleans the stairs here, yeah. Now what he keeps doing, and I mean, like, you know, he's neither here nor I don't know what his work schedule is. I don't know, you know, I don't know much about him, but he's the one who keeps reporting back to the office that there's paperwork and there's cameras and all the rest of it. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So anyway, so I've now written about it. So I want from him that who cleans stairs in the community and his working hours and schedule for the job. See, now the reason he don't want the camera there is because then he doesn't have to do the job, which he wasn't doing before I moved in. But now there's a camera there, he has to come here to clean. Do you see what I mean? So he doesn't like it, so he wants it removed. Do you know what I mean? Because like I said, when people are on camera, they can't do crimes. They can't get away with anything. Do you see what I mean? Yeah, and because the camera's there, he now has to actually physically come here, clean outside my door and do whatever he do. But I don't care, the camera's not there for him anyway, you know what I mean? I don't care, but he worries about it, you know what I mean? That's in his head, so that's down to him. So he's trying to get it removed, yeah, so he's reporting back all the time. So I thought, bugger you, I'm going to get your schedule and I'll see if you're doing your job as you should be, and if you're in, I'm going to report you. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, that's another story. As he seems to be the one reporting me to you. And number two, I'd like to know all those agents representing your council who did building work on my neighbour's flat and surrounding areas. And I really say this without blah blah blah, you know, rights reserved. But is any of the agents who does or did this work a Freemason? As I'd really like to know why your agents, including you, constantly would really want a camera removed from within my property, as they say on that camera, your agents working for you, that is, happy for me, and before they realised it was on and was actually recording. And by the way, one man is holding the other by both arms and they're dancing like they're in a Masonic ritual, because what the geezer was doing is spinning round trying to get out to go make his call or whatever he was doing to warn his Masonic brothers, but the other one stopped him. Do you know what I mean? But they didn't realise the camera was running. Do you know what I mean? When I caught this. Anyway, so, but, you know, obviously I've caught a bit more, you know, but that's another story. There's other things to this, but I'm just doing the basics, right? Let's go warn the boys in case they do decide to send someone round, right? Now, I don't know who these workmen are. Do you know what I mean? But why would they be talking about sending the boys round in case someone send the boys round? Who are these workmen? Do you know what I mean? Obviously, they're Freemasons. They know who I am. I'm a perjured individual. Do you know what I mean? In Great Yarmouth, you know, I know who I am. I know where I stand. I know exactly what I'm up against. Do you know what I mean? Corrupt career criminals. Do you know what I mean? Hardcore, some of them as well. You know, I won't think twice. But the point of the matter is, don't keep thinking you're respectable when you're not. Do you know what I mean? You are not respectable. None of you are, you know. But anyway, it's about throwing stones in glass houses, innit? You know what I mean? But they won't step forward. They won't go in a one-to-one with me. You know, they can bring any evidence they think they've got on me forward, and I'll bring my evidence forward. But they won't do that. Do you know what I mean? Because they're the corrupt criminals that have to keep shh. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, moving on. As we know, they're all corrupt. Oh, yeah. Let's go warn the boys in case they do decide to send someone round. So you imagine that, right? These blokes here, these men, these workmen, right? They've already had a meeting on me. I know they've had multiple meetings on me anyway, yeah. But the point of the matter is, yeah, just what I mean, who are these people? I don't know who they are, but they know who I am, and they're saying, let's go warn the boys in case they decide to send someone round. Imagine that. Do you know what I mean? These are just normal supposed workmen. Do you know what I mean? That work for the council. Do you know what I mean? Under contracts of Masonic contracts that they don't, you know, blah, blah. There's more into that again. Yeah, I don't want to get into that. Anyway, I've written this in this notice. Anyway, is holding the other by both arms and they're dancing like in a Masonic ritual. Let's go. So, boys, I think, referred to the Masonic brothers because, as we know, they're all corrupt criminals and a big gang, an army controlling our towns and cities, including our counties from within the town halls and their Masonic lodges. Evidence is being gained all the time, and it is. Do you want the camera removed so a crime can be perpetrated or done against me and then get Masonically shushed up by no evidence, which then helps the Masonic police to shush it up for their records, right? So I'd really like to know how many were Freemasons involved in this case and their rank within the Masonic army, or are you personally any men or any women Eastern Star Freemasons working within the community leasehold office? And I'd also like to know what their rank is within that Masonic army, and as it's the Nazon Zazon Boni to Don Wiz, as you know, it's the key to the hidden treasure and our knowledge. This Masonic problem is only there so we, the profane, will always live poor or live in constant debt on the breadline of poverty. As we all know, it's a Masonic corrupt system we all live in. You have people that have lived in this town since birth who are homeless and never been given a property. It's a shame they're all profane and have no power of favouritism of a Masonic influence within the town hall. Finally, I'd also like to know who are associated with Freemasonry in the council, including your partnerships with various members of our society, as we know they're about their Masonic corruption and shush-ups. It looks like everything you're associated with is Masonic and Freemasonry, and I'm sure this is to do with me being a Masonic perjured individual. Thank you. And that's gone, you know, obviously that's gone to my council, do you know what I mean? To, who is it? Vanessa Skipter, acting as leasehold officer, do you know what I mean? But I've had nothing but, you know, like letters and blah, blah, blah off them, do you know what I mean? I should go a bit more into this, but I'm going to get into this here and show you. I'm going to put this on here actually. But this is how they put their notices out in the Great Grand Lodge. Yeah, they just print them out. They just send them fax like this, and then they're destroyed. But sometimes some slip through because a Freemason will die, and then that property gets put onto auction, and then I come along and then I buy it. You know what I mean? And then it gets out. But this is what they do. Look, Masonic Housing Association. Look, Yeah, I'll do this one in here, but I want to go through. I've got a few to go through anyway. But look at this. This is what they do. These people. Yeah, the chairman of the Masonic Housing Association. Yeah, right. Worshipful brother, Lieutenant Colonel, the Right Honourable Lord Burham. See, that's all Lords, Dukes, and Earls. Okay, keep telling you. Bucks made a statement to Grand Lodge on the 11th of December 1985 about the association, the sense of which is reproduced below. Okay, sorry, I keep reading through my phone, so I'm a bit hesitating. Right, formed in 1976, the Masonic Housing Association provides housing for elderly people who are capable of basic housekeeping but need a degree of support. Right, now, this is what they do. You'll see in a minute. As a registered housing association, the association is eligible for grants from the government's housing corporation. Yeah, to build blocks of self-contained flats let at fair rents with resident, warden and communal rooms and facilities such as a laundry. The tenants live independently but know that in the event of a fall or other accident, help is at hand. And there's a few round Great Yarmouth, you know, but I don't want to go into that yet. But the point of the matter is, now these places they're building, right? This is the piece where it gets interesting, right? You know, because right, let me keep going. Anyway, half the accommodation in each home must be offered to half the accommodation in each home must be offered to prospective tenants on the local authorities list. The other half is available for those with Masonic connections. Do you get that? Do you see what I mean? Not necessarily from the immediate area. However, the selection of all tenants remains with the Masonic Housing Association. Do you see what I mean? So they pick and choose who gets up front. And if you think, right, the profane are getting preference to go into them homes, I'll guarantee it, yeah, that 99% of the people within these homes are Freemason related. Nothing to do with the profane, Freemasonry, because they choose who to put in the homes, and they do this with your schools and everything else, and they get the preference. And you think, oh, they've come up from Surrey, so you think there's a disassociation from it. Do you see what I mean? But no, it's just a Surrey Freemason getting top priority. Oh, we've got a placement here for you. Sorry, we've got none in our area. You can come here though. Do you see what I mean? And then that Freemason brother gets a preference in that home. The profane don't. Do you know what I mean? But anyway, that's another story, right? But there it is, right? Look. See, look, however, that all of the tenants remain with the Masonic Housing Association. See, the other half is available for those with a Masonic connection. Right, now listen, I ain't finished yet. This is still going. Homes have been built in Aylesbury, Wellingborough and Southwood and Ferris's, and work on a fourth at Stratford upon Avon will begin shortly, providing a total of 146 flats. Right, now, see, that's very big. They just send this out. But anyway, we'll keep going with this at the moment, right? Like, this isn't my main video. I'm just, you know, it's just like a little side thing, yeah, just to show you what they do. Schemes are put forward only in those provinces, which this isn't the only province. They're all doing it in every frigging county, town, city, every province you can think of. They're doing the same thing, yeah. Now watch. Establish the full community by the province. Wait there. Can help draw attention to the suitable sites in their area where they would be prepared to support a home. The donations of a site would make the housing corporation more likely to grant funds for a building, right? So what they do, right, they get the grants because obviously we put into it as well, because all their charity events, hello Profane, come to our charity events, do you know what I mean? Yeah, because they run all the charities anyway. So we're putting in just as much as, like, say, well, they don't put nothing in because the charity work they do is the money they put in, which is so basically we're putting it all in, if you get what I mean, because they go, oh look, we've got this money, but the money's come from various charities which we've supported anyway, so they're just getting the bulk of it, but they know they get the overall preference and they're in charge of it, and they'll put their own people in there. And it'll be 99%. Not many profane will get in there because they control it. And how do you know? Because you're sitting there now. Look, how many people do you know that are being in these homes that are profane against Freemasonry? You don't know, but the Freemasons know. And this is what it's all about, the preference over everything. And I'm talking within, whether it's the police, everything, right across the board. These Freemasons run it all, and they control it all. Any help lines, all, everything, you name it, they control it. Samaritans, all of that sort of stuff, they control everything because they want the narrative. They control the narrative. Yeah. Anyway, let me go. The association does not appeal directly to the craft for funds. Yeah. Do you see what I mean? Small donations to the local committee can, however, help provide amenities not available from official sources, and on a larger scale, help provide a higher standard of building and facilities than in the available under the government's yardstick regulations. Offers of assistance are welcome. The association of right, and then it goes on like the other bits, bloody, blah blah blah, right? But the point of this is, yeah, they get control of who goes in the homes. Do you see what I mean? And I'm not just talking about. I'm talking about hospitals, beds. I'm talking about school preferences, everything like that, yeah? These people control it, yeah? And you better wake up fast to what the hell's going on, because they've got an army and a gang and an encampment within every town and city. And if they rise up, and they'll get the orders to do it, they will rise up, and you are down, F-U-C-K. Do you know what I mean? And you are. I don't care where. Hitler did it from Berlin, right? With his gang, yeah, of Freemasons, right? And look what he did, yeah? It was a Masonic war anyway. This is where they, they do their great resets, with wars. Do you know what I mean? Because they kill all the truthers, and anyone who looks like they're going to be a bit problem in the future, will send them on the front line. Do you see what I mean? That's what they do, and they cause a problem so people focus on that. Do you know what I mean? And not on the real problem, which is within your town or city. And you should be going, well, do we really need these people? I mean, they've been in power for what? Let's just say 100 years. Have they done anything different? No, still the same shit, the same thing, because they're not going to do anything because you're profane. They need the chaos within your town. Do you know what I mean? They're doing nothing to make life better for you, only for themselves. Do you know what I mean? And they're dividing it even more. Now all the businesses of the profane that went under, all the Freemasons have bought them up. Do you know what I mean? Because they want to control the work, who works, who don't work, blah, blah, blah. And they've done it so craftily. Anyway, let me carry on. I get so excited I could crush a grape sometimes, I tell you. But look at the money they deal with on a daily basis. Look, 25 grand, £20,000, £25,000, £50,000, you know what I mean? But I've got all this printing up anyway, and I'll show you. But this is how they put their orders out, you know what I mean, on this. Masonic Trust for Girls and Boys, look, you know what I mean? Again, they control it. They say who don't, you know what I mean? Here's all the donations for all the for non-Masonic charities. Look, 500 quid and all that. But if you look at their other charities, do you know what I mean? You're talking £25,000, £30,000. Do you see what I mean? And I don't even know after 100, that could be 500,000 for all I know. I don't know. Do you know what I mean? But this is all it is. Look, £500. So £75,000 in total given. Do you know what I mean? Whereas for their charity, they'll give the bollocks out. Do you know what I mean? But the point is, the Masonic Housing Association, like I said, yeah, we put into it to their charity. They go, oh, we've got a charity event. Boom, boom. We go donate to it. The Profane, yeah. And then they go, oh, can we have a grant? They then get a grant off the government to build their home, for their people. They're old and whatever, yeah. And then they decide who gets in these, in these homes. Do you know what I mean? And guarantee it, it's all Freemasons. There's no profane people getting in their homes, I'm telling you. Oh, yeah, he has another interesting piece here. Look, I'm printing all this up anyway, so you'll be able to read it at your leisure. And obviously, I'm just doing a quick, side thing just to show you. You will know that Freemasonry has recently been criticised by the General Synod of the Church of England. The criticism, although expressed in Christian terms, affects all Freemasons of any faith, and many others beside her have been asked by the Board of General Purposes to tell you something of what happened and to comment on what may lie ahead. And then it goes into the, I bet you everyone's now going, oh, quick, tell us, we want to know. Well, that's for my next video, guys. Do you know what I mean? And then you got this, the general answers, the blasphemy. Blasphemy is more serious. The case against the Royal Arch is based on misinterpretation of words and characters in the ritual. Do you know what I mean? Oh, let me see. Blasphemy, you see. unsupported by any arguments, let alone evidence to prove that the word combines Baal, Osiris, with the name God and is therefore blasphemous. Do you know what I mean? And there they are naming the gods already, look, you see? And people ain't naming these gods for nothing, do you know what I mean? So anyway, but like I said, you'll have to watch my next video on this. Everyone's going, oh, come on. Well, but that's the synod debate and all that. But I've got these coming. But this is how they think. You see, again, look, future. Look, Christian Freemasons know and open-minded elections are prepared to accept that Freemasonry is not heretical and that the Royal Arch is not blasphemous. You know what I mean? Of course they're going to accept. Of course they're going to say it's not blasphemous because they're part of your gang and they're indoctrinated into your cult to think that way. Do you know what I mean? And obviously the people, Christian, who's non-Christian and not Freemasons, are profane people. They're vulgar. They're hated. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, they're going to agree with you, and it doesn't matter because this is what you're printing to yourself. This is your own propaganda anyway, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? And there you go. So yeah, this is the sort of thing, you know, being also for the way in which he has led us through the gentle humour to see the whole thing in a better perspective. Really, the main burden and what I want to say to you is that I think we are threatening this whole business much too solemnly, treating this business. So I want to lay my cards on the table right at the start and say that I regard Freemasonry as a fairly harmless eccentricity. I hope Freemasonry will not be too distressed by some of the one-sided things. Which it's always one-sided, isn't it? That one. They always think you're alone, don't they? Or try, you know, you're drunk, you're drugs. You know what I mean? No one else thinks that way. Only you, because you're mad or you're stupid or you're insane. Do you know what I mean? And that's what they do. This is what they indoctrinate into people. Do you know what I mean? But you'll have to read this shit yourself. You know, they talk so much crap. Do you know what I mean? This is the Archbishop of York and Dr. John Haggood at the General Synod on 13th of July 1987. But like I said, this will go up and that, you know. No, these are all harmless pleasures, laughter, and if people enjoy it, why shouldn't they? As for the so-called secret name of God, I am reminded of the Arab story that God has 100 names, of which many knows only 99. The camel knows the 100th. That is why his expression is always one of indifferable superiority, laughter. Yeah, that's what they think. They think they're gods. Do you know what I mean? But this is their, they're the Bishop of Manchester. You see what I mean? This is all to do with lords, dukes, earls, and bishops, and that's all that is. Do you know what I mean? And it'll never stop. It'll never stop the corruption within these people. Do you know what I mean? Just pure evil. You know what I mean? I know they're cowards because they've never confronted me about anything. You know, for 35 years they've been behind my back, stalking me, terrorising or trying to terrorise. You know what I mean? Obviously, I'm not stupid. They can kill me. I'm not fucking stupid. Do you know what I mean? They kill people. Do you know what I mean? I know that. Who wants to die? I don't. But at the end of the day, fuck you, I don't care. Do your worst. You know what I mean? If you think you're safe, you're not. No one's safe. Ever is safe. Do you know what I mean? So you get on with it, guys, and I will get on with mine. And what'll be, won't it? But like I said, the point of this is, and like I said, that's another story. Never think you're safe. No one is. Believe it. Anyway, that's another story. The schemes are put forward, but this is the important thing. Remember that, Look, this is half the accommodation in each home must be offered to prospective tenants on the local authorities list, So the local authorities list, right? So they pick and choose anyway, so you've got to be liked. If you ain't liked, you ain't getting in. If your family's a perjured individual, you ain't getting in. Do you see what I mean? So they control it all, who gets in, who don't. And I'm telling you now, it's not 50-50. I guarantee it. If I could do the research, and I had, I can't say too much, the resources to do it, I would read. This is the sort of things I would research. Do you know what I mean? How many Freemasons are getting off at a magistrate's court, and walking away from shit. Do you know what I mean? How many Freemason cars are being pulled over, and they're not getting their fines paid and all the rest of it. Do you know what I mean? All these sort of surveys need to be done, but they don't. They ain't done, because no one's watching Freemasons. Anyway, the other half is available for those with Masonic connections, yeah? So you're telling me that those with connections, even though they're profane, still won't get, they will. Do you know what I mean? They'll get top priority because they'll only give priority to the people they know and they want in there. Do you know what I mean? And this is what it's about. Not necessarily from the immediate area. However, the selection of all tenants remains with the Masonic Housing Association. And that's the same for schools and everything else. Do you know what I mean? But like I said, I'm now going to send this off, you know what I mean, to Vanessa Skipper. And like I said, I'm going to do these. I'll do these at a later date. That was just a little sneak preview. Oh, and I'll just tell you something else. Look. Here's the Masonic yearbook, right? Yeah, for 1961. Look at the size of this. Look, that's your Masonic army there. Look, baby. You know what I mean? Look at the lodges. Look, these are the chapters. These ain't lodges. These are chapters. These are what are within the lodge. Yeah. Okay. These are chapters. Yeah. Look, and these are your grand officers. Look how many officers there are. Grand officers, look at that, look. You know, wait there. There's all the that's the chapters. Look how thick that is. Look, yeah, that's within lodges. That is, yeah. So you got a lodge, and then in that lodge, there's all these different little chapters. Yeah, all the Masonic army. Look, grand superintendents. Do you know what I mean? Look, grand officers. Look how many pages are there. Yeah, look at this army. Look, and you don't think that's an army? Wakey, wakey. Wakey, wakey, look. Hey, look at all the grand officers. You think these all live in... Look at the grand officers. Yeah, district grand masters, look. District grand masters. Provisional grand masters, of course. That, you know, grand masters, past grand masters, and pro grand masters. See, look. Grand officers, look. Look how many grand officers there are, look. Look, it goes right back here, look. District grand lodges, look. Here's the lodges now, look. District lodges. Towns where in Providence where lodges meet, look. See, look. This is where they all meet, look. London lodges, look. Here's the London, look. Look at the London lodges. Now, you imagine how big an army is, look. There's 1,632 lodges, right? Now, within them lodges, you've got to remember there's chapters, okay? So if that's that, and you times it by 5 chapters in each lodge, how many, do you see what I mean? Do the numbers of how big this army is. It's scary, isn't it? You know what I mean? And they're all there ready to command by the Grand Masters and the Worshipful Masters and all the... Look, London lodges, look. Look at the London lodges. Pages of it, pages and pages and pages. Do you know what I mean? But there's 1,632 lodges. And within them 1,632 lodges, if there's just 5 chapters, yeah, work it out. That's 5 times 1,632. And then if you've got 100 men in each chapter, you work the maths out, how many men there is. And here's your lodges, look. You see? Now you got your lodges. Look at that. How many lodges do you need in a... Look, this ain't no army. This is this is an invading force, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? An invading force. Look, and if it's got these marks, look, there's a royal chapter attached to it, look. You see, look? Formerly an athol or an ancient grand lodge role, nominates a grand steward. Do you know what I mean? See? You think you think this in an army? Look at the army, look. Woo! Look, Grand Officers District, the chapters, look. Whoa, baby. And I ain't even got into this. Anyway, have a great day, my profane friends. That's just a little tease for you. Do you know what I mean? Remember, these people are one massive army, you know, and they'll never, ever stop. You know what I mean? And they certainly ain't going to give up their power. Look, here it is. Look, I'll show you again, look. The operation and control of our Texas public schools, an operation this is, like, you know, it's an army, has been delegated to local school boards and officials by the citizens of a given community. See, they don't like that. They don't like the profane in charge of anything. If we are to maintain the control and operations of our schools, then we must be informed concerning their needs and local problems. If we fail as citizens, now I thought you were part of our citizenship, but they're not. Remember, they're a completely different society to us. Remember that. If we fail as citizens to support our schools locally, then someone else will do it. Therefore, my fraternal request is that you take active part in this 3rd and 33rd annual observance of Public Schools Week in your community, and in so doing, visit the schools. Operation and control. Operation, and this is the proclamation, yeah, from a worshipful master. Do you know what I mean? There they are, look. Hey, there's his apron, look. And they just castrated this guy, and what's on his head, I don't know. Let's have some cake, eh? Some Masonic cake. Look at these people. These are the people that control your countries, your towns, your cities. And this is the District Deputy Grandmaster's Handbook, yeah? It's in their own handbook, look. Controls and operations of our schools. And here it is, look, the yearbook. Do you know what I mean? Look at that. Look, that's your army, look. Look, grand officers. Look at the officers, look. Wow, baby. You think there's nobody? This isn't an army. It's an organised gang, yeah? It's full of corruption, yeah? You know what I mean? And I can prove that on any level you want, Freemasons. Welcome to Great Yarmouth, or should I say Galston? You know what I mean? But that's it, you know? Look at the lodges, look. Woo-hee! They call them lodges, but they're not lodges. They're actually army castles, you know what I mean? They're castles and keeps, you know, like back in the day. Like I said, lords, dukes and earls control all this, and it's never been any different, you know what I mean? And you better wake up soon, because if you don't, they're going to be lining you up. Well, they wouldn't line you up because you'll comply and bow to it all, do you know what I mean? But if you don't wake up and start talking, switch your tellies off, because that's what's controlling you. I mean, you watch EastEnders, that's an half an hour of your life. Then you watch bloody Emmerdale. Then you watch, oh, come on. Wakey. Good night, my profane friends. Remember, I love you, and keep up the fight. Keep investigating, and always watch. Don't watch the lodges. They're fucking wasting time there. Do not watch the lodges. Watch the pubs, watch the hotels, and the people that come and go. Anyway, my profane friends, and the holiday camps as well, I could say, but we won't get into that. Anyway, yeah, have a great day, my profane friends, and all is great. You know what I mean? Great Yarmouth's a great place to be if you're not, if you're a Freemason. If you're profane, then you're a perjured individual. Have a great day, my profane friends. I love you all, I do, my profane friends. I love you. These, disgusting. I hate them. Freemasons are the worst corrupt people I've ever met and who ever live within the town of Great Yarmouth, I'm telling you. Fucking disgraceful they are. Anyway, are you going to keep letting them have the operations and controls of our schools? That's what you got to ask. Who are you fighting for? You know what I mean? And I'm talking about, you look at your children now running around, yeah? They're going to be enslaved to drugs. Do you know what I mean? There'll be a lifetime bank account for some drug dealer. Do you know what I mean? A lifetime, yeah? And if you ain't sure about what that is, also, you know, go look at my videos. You know what I mean? I've got some, and I've got, you know, there's a lot of stuff I don't put on, but I will. In, you know, winter's coming, so I stay in a lot and I'll do videos. But like I said, you know, you look at your children now and your future children, that's what you're fighting for. And if you're profane, you're in a whole heap of shit, mate. Trust me. Do you know what I mean? Because you don't matter to fuck all for them people in the lodges. They're already settled, yeah? They got their money, they're happy, they're eating well, they go to the best establishments. Do you know what I mean? You're still living on a council estate, you know what I mean? Where all the fucking bad men are living, you know what I mean? They're living in places, you know, like Dubai and all the other good places, you know what I mean? South Africa and blah, 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 you know? Anyway. That's another story. Have a great day, my profane friends. I mean, you've got some drug dealers that just lay bets on all day, you know, because they're gamblers, you know what I mean? So they're just putting money, all the money they do and all the misery they do within your town or cities, they just go lay a bet on. Why not? It's a great idea. Shh. Keep shush about it.